I'm now going to continue my video series on memory with an article that you will find in the January 1999 edition of the Reader's Digest. Now, part of the information is actually included in a web article, and I have left a hyperlink to that right down here in the description below. But the rest of it, there was an article in this particular issue of the Reader's Digest called Against the Flames. Okay, so if you ever get a chance to read it, by all means, because there's a lot of information in it, and some of the information is not included in that web article, but it will be included here. Now, the goal here is, I'm not telling you what's in the story, I'm telling you a way to remember all the details of the story. So, the way you remember the details is going to be very different from what actually happened in the actual story. Getting the picture? Okay, so how are you going to remember the details of the story? Well, I'm going to tell you how to do that. Let me scroll down just a little bit. Alright, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to imagine that there's a female police officer. And now take a look at her badge. It's made out of Martian sand. How it sticks together, I don't know, but it's made out of Martian sand. That's the only way you're going to remember this, okay? Now, imagine that this female police officer pulls over a car. The driver of the car is a gold-plated iceberg named Willie, okay? And Willie's headlight is broken. Imagine a gold-plated iceberg driving a car. His name is Willie, and his headlight is broken. Okay. Now, I want you to imagine that there's a pickup truck coming right at them, and it is plated in pure silver. Okay? Now, the name of the driver of this silver pickup truck is Samuel. And he just celebrated his Nook birthday. Now, if you know anything about Harry Lorraine and his memory techniques, you'll know exactly what I'm going to talk about here. If you want to know, you can ask me. He's driving at KISS miles an hour. Again, referring back to Harry Lorraine. The pickup crashed into the police car. And, of course, the police car burst into flames. Now, that part is real to the story. Okay? Now, there's another guy in this story. His name is Alex, and he has a bin, okay? He has this great big bin in the passenger side of his vehicle, and it's full of comic books, okay? And he scrutinizes computers by day, and then he secures them as a security guard at night. His family is currently staying with a portable prince, okay? Now, Alex is driving down a road in Miami, and this road is called the Pool Road. Again, refer back to Harry Lorraine. Now, Alex is wearing a water-soaked smoking jacket, and right now the police officer's legs are on fire. Now, you have to imagine that the officer is Alex's personal fitness trainer. She's not really Alex's personal fitness trainer, but that's the way we're going to remember this. And you'll see why if you read the story. Okay? Alrighty. Now, there's a passenger in one of the vehicles, and her name is Maria. And she is holding a purse. Okay? Now, Alex uses his martial arts skills. Well, he doesn't really use his martial arts skills, but that's how you're going to remember it. To shatter the window and save Maria. Now, in the story, it is true that the window cuts Alex's hands. Okay? Now, Alex ties his pant belt onto the car door and rescues Samuel. That's not really the way it happened, but that's how we're going to remember it. Okay? Because we have to associate Maria with Samuel. Okay. Now, there's another guy in this story, and his name is Dave. He's celebrating Christmas in his car. And if you read the story, you'll find out why. He has spent his day videotaping a documentary about living in a boat full of rats. If you read the story, you'll understand that as well. Now, Dave is another student in Alex's physical fitness class. And that's why he's trying to save his teacher. That's not really what happens, but that's how you're going to remember, so you can remember those very important details. Dave and Alex have practiced rescuing people from rings of fire. Okay? Now, once Maria, Samuel, and the officer have been rescued, Dave rescues Willie. Maria and the officer was taken to a hospital where you can find a memorial to jacks. These are the kind of jacks you play with. You have the little ball, you have little jacks. There you go. And you're going to find a memorial to that at this hospital. Now, the unique thing is that people ride horses through the trauma unit. And you'll see why when you read the story. All right. Now then, if you have any questions or comments, you can go ahead and leave them down here in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback. And if you have any better ideas on how to memorize any of this, feel free to tell me. All right. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned.